Hi everyone. So I'm just making this video here at the end. I'm nearing the end of grading. I will be tallying, for those of you in the comp classes, English 119, the grades that you'll see on Moodle are not weighted grades. So some assignments are worth, let's say, 19% of the total grade, some are worth only 5. So those weights actually will be a little bit different. So the final grade that you'll see will be a little bit different than what's showing up on Moodle. I have to put them into a spreadsheet and then calculate the weights. So that'll be done this weekend. For those of you in creative writing, it should be pretty straightforward. So anyway, but beyond that, the little disclaimer, I just want to say that I'm really happy with all the work that you guys have done this semester, and especially coming on the heels of a hurricane last semester and now this pandemic. I think that most of you did really excellent work, and especially doing it from home, doing it, sometimes writing things out on your phones, which is not ideal to say the least. So that's really admirable, and I just want to say you have my utter respect. I'm really proud of the work you've done this semester. I hope that the classes were educational, maybe even a little entertaining at times. But like I said, my primary directive in teaching is to make sure that you leave the classroom a better writer. Okay? So like I said, in a lot of your commentaries so far for the comp students, do not forget the things that we discussed in the class. Okay? The primary things being the thesis statement, how it's structured, okay, how the paper is then structured based on the thesis statement, and proper citations and research. A lot of you still kind of flubbed that up, so I gave you the benefit of the doubt in that account. So that said, you guys grappled with some really tough stuff. I mean, you can genuinely go from this class and say, yeah, I've read some of the world's greatest philosophers, have written about them, have analyzed their arguments, have tried to contradict certain arguments in them. You read Plato. You read parts of the Republic. I mean, that's substantial. You read selections from existentialist philosophy. That's substantial, so you should be really proud of that. Just as I'm proud of you. For the creative writing students, I was actually really happy with the progress you guys made from the drafting up through the workshops and then the final revisions. As I've said, and this applies to any writing, all good writing comes in revision. And you sitting down and hammering out that raw material, let's say 15 pages for a short story, that's what you then take and you refine that into something better. Like I said, the poem drafts, a poem is necessarily going to go through 5 to 10 drafts before it's even really kind of up and running. Okay, so I'm really, really happy with the work that I've seen in the creative writing class as well. But as I said to all of you, if you want to be a writer, if you want to take that seriously, you have to read. And you have to read more, and you have to read voraciously. As I said in the first day of class, you have to be polyphagic, which is to mean you have to consume everything. Okay? So, I've got 15 books on my desk right here in front of me from probably 10 different disciplines. Okay? Because you have to constantly read, constantly assimilate, and then try to use those maneuvers in your own writing. If you see an author using a really interesting enjambment or a really interesting image or whatever, try to not steal it. Don't steal it. Just borrow that maneuver. Okay, use it in your own way. That's what all writing does. I mean, you are all poised as young members of your generation in the Bahamas. You are going to be the next generation of writers. You're going to be the next generation of, journalists, poets, fiction writers, novelists, historians, etc. So there's a gigantic niche there in the Bahamas that needs to be filled, and I look forward to watching all of you grow into that role. When we talked about the idea of the Bahamas not necessarily being a literary culture, that is to say, that reading and writing are really rather de-emphasized, right? In lieu of what's considered an oral culture, storytelling culture. There is no cultural archive, you see, for the stories that are going to come out of events like Dorian, events like the COVID-19 shutdown. How is that in the Bahamas, right? What does that look like? What are the stories that we can carry out of this? What are the poems? What are the works of fiction, the works of nonfiction that can come out of something like this? That is incumbent upon all of you to explore and invent and create and write. So like I said, I look forward to, in 10, 15 years, looking back at where we were in 2020 and then saying, wow, look at a Bahamian just won the Nobel Prize in Literature, things like that. And I think that this is a really exciting and important niche that you all can fill. So all that said, okay, please, all of you, stay safe. Just be careful, right? If when the government releases any restrictions, actually the Bahamas is being pretty strict about it, unlike America. Just be careful. Don't rush out into a beach party and start kissing everybody. Okay. Strange image. You know what I mean. But I look forward to seeing you all hopefully in the fall on campus. I will be teaching another Intro to Creative Writing class. So if you enjoyed that class, recommend it to your friends. I'm teaching a 119 class, probably online, and then two 300 English 300 classes. Those will be focused on science and grant writing. So basically it'll be writing about scientific topics, and then a little bit of philosophy of science, and then how to do grant writing. Grant writing is really, really important. So those are the classes I'm teaching. So I probably won't have a lot of you repeat in these classes. I probably won't see you in class for a while, at least until I'm teaching some different stuff. But I've really enjoyed this semester, and I'm sorry that we didn't have more time physically together just to, talk about stuff and, learn about stuff. But I do look forward to seeing you all very soon. I hope you're all well and all your loved ones are safe. And thank you for a really fun semester. You guys were, all of you, all the classes, were a really great bunch. And I hope that you, even accidentally, learned a few things. So I'll see you guys in a couple months.